So yes, welcome to everyone. If you're here for the first time, welcome. This little meeting is called Family Time. We do it every 2 weeks. It's kind of our team meeting. As you will learn if you're here for the first time, EXP is very different to any other real estate business. The model is different. And because of that, the relationships are different. So everybody you see on this call today, 83 of us and counting, we're all just peers. We're going on a journey together. We're just partners. Nobody is anybody's boss here. Nobody can tell anybody what to do. We're all independent contractors, and yet EXP has this incredible culture of collaboration and teamwork and family. And for me, that's very important. One of the things that I put so much effort into, I see Michael Edwards is here. He's saying hi in the chat. So let's just greet Michael. But one of the things that I said I was going to do when I joined proactively was I was going to build a collaboration, a culture of collaboration, a healthy family culture within my group, within EXP. And I'd like to thank the Lord that we have managed to do that. And I trust him that we will continue to be able to do that. And it's been a great blessing. Can't help myself. I'm an evangelist. I can't help myself. So even if you do not share my spiritual convictions and you're not a committed Christian as I am, perhaps even if you are antagonistic towards people of faith, one of the things that I hope will happen to you is that being a part of this group and this culture, you will see something that, despite the fact that you may kicking and screaming admit it, that there is something beautiful about the culture and the relationships that we've built in this group. We honor one another. We do things cleanly. I do not tolerate anything that's unethical. I don't like foul language in my meetings. In fact, one of the things I wanted to apologize to you guys about today was, I know we're doing this Bill Pipes training, and I mean, the training's good. He's a good trainer. He knows what he's doing in real estate, but I take strong exception to all of his profanity. I don't like it. I think it's unnecessary. I think it's unprofessional. And unfortunately, I can't control him. He is who he is, and he's going to keep doing what he's doing. So just see it through, put up with it. But I want my objection noted for the record that I don't approve of it. And in fact, that's one of the reasons why this group of ours is so positive and healthy, because the culture is good, and I'm grateful to the Lord for that. And I hope that even if you don't share my spiritual convictions, that you enjoy being a part of this group, that you feel there is a lightness and a peace and a supportiveness that you find here. And you're very welcome here. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so that was my... Darby said I stopped with him. Yeah, I don't blame you if you couldn't handle it. That's, I don't blame you at all. So Michael is here. I'm sure Mike's going to put his camera on. I will call on Michael a little bit later, once we get through some of the initial parts of our agenda. And I'm going to hand over to Mike, as he's going to be talking about an NPS survey. So NPS stands for Net Promoter Score. It's a professional rating system that companies use to rate their staff's happiness and to get creative ideas about what they need to be working on. All of you have been sent an NPS survey by EXP South Africa. And Brian, thank you. And I know Brian is my Jewish buddy from Bloberg, and we've been friends for many, many years. And Brian has always had the utmost tolerance and respect for my openness about my faith, and I appreciate that about you, Brian, and I'm so glad that you are with us, my friend. So the NPS survey is a way for us to have our voices heard. It's a really positive initiative. EXP as a company are serious about hearing the voice of the agents. They want to be and continue to be an agent-centric business. Now that becomes more and more difficult as a company grows. It was probably easy when EXP was a couple of thousand agents in the States. We're now 90,000 agents in 24 countries. It gets corporate. You can't help the thing getting corporate when it gets so big. And so the NPS initiative, the survey that is sent out around the world, is one which is important. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about now how Michael plays into that and what we're going to be doing together when I hand over to him. But Michael, I know you're in the room. You're very welcome. Thank you so much. I think it's 12:30 or now it's, I think, 20 to 1 in the morning for Michael. Michael's in San Antonio, Texas. So Michael, there you are. We appreciate your being here with us.
Stephen, I'm happy to be here. It is a little early. It's just after 1:30 a.m. Here in San Antonio, Texas. But the opportunity to get to speak with you all halfway around the world is makes getting up bright and early in the morning so much worth it. And I don't know how long you all have been in Stephen's group, but I can't tell you how valuable Stephen is to EXP and the EXP family. Stephen and I met through his work with the Global Agent Advisory Council, and he had the opportunity to spend some time together here in San Antonio a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. But Stephen is just a bright spot at EXP. We appreciate everything he does, and we appreciate everything you all do in South Africa. Congratulations on this tremendous growth, hitting 1,000. Maybe I will try to switch my video off, see if that'll help. We'll give that a try. Is that better?
Mike, we can hear what you're saying. It's just like once a second there's a little break. There's continual breaks in your mic. I was thinking maybe it's that head. Sometimes those headsets give a problem. Maybe you just want to use the mic of your laptop itself. But either way, we can make out what you're saying.
We'll give that a try. Is that
much
better? Wow,
yeah,
fantastic.
So put your camera back on, Mike. Well, it's the headset. It's not the internet.
Interesting. Well, good. I learned a little something. So, all that 2 or 3 minutes to say, I'm so happy to be here. And Stephen, you're doing wonderful things. And, what a great team we have clear across the world. And I do want to say, without distortion, congratulations on 1,000 agents in South Africa. That is just tremendous. Like Stephen said, that we have grown so much, nearly 90,000 agents worldwide, that it does become important that we employ a system to be able to listen to our agents, because Glenn, our founder, he's very passionate about making this the most agent-centric real estate company on the planet. And our Net Promoter Score system is just one of the ways that we do that. And I'm going to share my screen with you all and walk through a really simple presentation. And it starts with a video from our founder, Glenn Sanford, talking about Net Promoter. So without further ado, I'm going to share this video with you. Can you hear the audio?
My name's Glenn Sanford. I'm the founder of eXp Realty and CEO of eXp World Holdings. So NPS, and you'll hear about this all.
Sorry, Terry tried to share her screen there. Michael, you're going to have to share your screen again. Sorry, guys, please don't fiddle with the buttons.
Let's see here.
Where you were? It's
Monday, right? We'll start her again.
Hi, my name's Glenn Sanford. I'm the founder of eXp Realty and CEO of eXp World Holdings. So NPS, and you'll hear about this all over the place inside of eXp Realty, but it stands for Net Promoter Score, and it's the most important metric, in my opinion, that an organization can measure. It's a very simple question. On a scale of 0 to 10, how likely is it that you would refer a friend or colleague, or how was your transaction, or how was this, or how was that? And then the follow-on question is, what most prompted you to give us that score? And from that, we get some meaningful data, and that goes back to our team, and we're able to then improve systems and processes for you, And as we grow, we have to put in tools to actually help us listen better. And so really, this is about listening at scale and then building the community at scale, because we want this to be the best place that you can be, whether you're an agent, broker, staff, or ultimately our customer.
So, Glenn is one of the few CEOs that I've read about, I've worked with, that really practices what he preaches. He truly runs this business based on the Net Promoter Score. We get together, Glenn and the senior team and myself, we get together every Tuesday morning and review the Net Promoter feedback from the previous week every single Tuesday at the top of his meeting. And when you think about that, here are 7 senior executives in a business that we get 30 minutes every single week to talk about everything that's going on in the business. And I typically get the first 15 minutes of the meeting. So that tells you how important Net Promoter is to the company and the business. Now, I'll kind of walk through.
Hi, my name's Glenn Sanford. I'm the founder of EXP.
There we go. So I'll kind of walk through what NPS is and then why it's so important that y'all submit your feedback whenever you receive a survey. This slide that you see here is Fred Reichheld. He is the grandfather of Net Promoter Score. He created the system. He's written several books about Net Promoter and why he does what he does, and really good business models, use cases, case studies on companies that do it well. And if you haven't read the book called Winning on Purpose, I encourage you to do so. For 2 reasons. One, that kind of tells you what we're doing as a business with Net Promoter. But 2, it can also help you understand how to present data, present surveys, and receive feedback from your clients. So kind of a twofold purpose there. Now, how does it work? So we use a platform called Qualtrics. They're a national vendor that provides survey tools, not just Net Promoter surveys, but survey tools in general. And they actually allow us or enable us to collect thousands of responses every single week and put them in a meaningful format so we can actually ingest all of these comments and scores and figure out what to do with them. Qualtrics has all kinds of really cool features and tools that enable us to do that. And the biggest question we get is when do I get a survey? As an agent, you'll receive several surveys throughout your journey with EXP, and it starts when you onboard with the company. So the onboarding surveys, they're based on your join date. So at 7 days, 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days with the company, you'll receive a survey from us to your EXP provided email. And then it's quarterly thereafter. And the quarterly survey is really targeted around your broker team. So it's basically, based on your interaction, how likely are you to recommend your broker team to a friend or family? That's really looking at Andrew and his team that helps support you all. There's 3 questions on the surveys. They're all very similarly worded. They differ slightly based on your journey with EXP. But essentially, the first question is, how likely are you to recommend EXP to a friend or colleague on a scale of 0 to 10? That's a big 11-point survey, and I'll tell you, or 11-point scale, and I'll tell you what that means on a subsequent slide. The second question is, what most influenced you to give us this score? And that's a really, really important one, because that's where we get a lot of the detail, a lot of the information. And we're really looking for specific open-ended questions or responses, ideas, things that you're experiencing that are challenges, things that need to be fixed, or even things that you want to celebrate. This is a great opportunity to do that, because keep in mind, all of the senior executives are reading these comments. So
When you say, hey, this person did a great job here, thank you so much, it's being read at the most senior level in the organization. And the last thing we ask on the open-ended questions is keep it professional, because again, these questions go to the most senior level of the organization, and we want to be constructive and professional and really give feedback that can help change the business. Now, there's a third question, and we don't put it on the slide because not everybody sees this third question. But if you give us a score between 7 and I just lost it. Between 7 and 10, you'll get a third question, and that is, what one thing can we do to make your experience more exceptional? And this is kind of an I wish place where you can provide all kinds of feedback on things that you've seen work well, things that you want to see. It's really, really interesting. Yeah, Bill Pipes is a big fan. The Net Promoter or the survey system. So I'm glad you're reading that. So how do the scores work? So again, we've got this 11-point scale, 0 to 10, and we'll start off with the 9s and the 10s. We call the 9s and 10s promoters. Those are people that are super happy with the company, excited about what's going on. And believe it or not, that's more than 3/4 of the respondents that we get at EXP. We've got just a huge number of cheerleaders. And the neat thing about the cheerleaders is they're not just saying, hey, this is great, blah, blah, blah. They're really giving us specific feedback of why it's great. And they're also saying, hey, now that I think about it, why don't you try this? Or I'd love to see this. So our cheerleaders give us some really good feedback. Our next group are called passives. They give us 7s and 8s. We call them passives because they really haven't formed a strong opinion one way or the other. They aren't super excited. They're not super disappointed. They're just kind of right there in the middle. And then the last group is our detractors. And these are folks who are just not really happy with a process or a procedure or an experience or the company in general. And those folks also give us all kinds of really good feedback. This is a little bit about how we do business, but my group is a small but mighty group of individuals. We've got 5 people on the team right now, and they are dedicated to providing meaningful feedback back to the leadership to help us make EXP a better place to work. So, we're very collaborative. We work through influence. We don't have direct control over things, but I'll give you an example of how my team can impact the business. I read the comments as they come in daily. I've got a ticker up on a monitor up here that as comments come in, they show up on my screen. And I noticed a comment that we had a process that didn't seem very agent friendly. So I popped the comment into a chat that I have with the senior team specifically about Net Promoter. And just said, hey, this came across today. We need to take a look at it. So it was an accounting thing. So the Kent Chang and the accounting team took a look at it and they said, hey, we need to do something different here. This doesn't make sense. So they actually, within 2 hours of seeing that comment, they paused this process. They said, it's not agent centric. Let's stop it. Let's do some more research and see what exactly we need to do to make this a better process. So they paused it within 2 hours. Within 72 hours, that process was actually changed and deployed to the entire company. So from start to finish, 72 hours to change a process that wasn't agent friendly based on feedback from the NPS surveys. And this is where I really need your help. We don't get a lot of feedback from the South Africa team or the international team in general. And the reason I need your help is I know there are things out there that are on your mind that you want the company to take a look at. And this is a really great tool, great place to do that. A couple of months ago, I asked Stephen in the Global Agent Advisory Council, what can we do to get more feedback from the agents in the international community? And Stephen was nice enough to give me some feedback at, hey, we need to show that it's valuable. We need to show that I'm not wasting my time in providing this feedback. And I wholeheartedly agree. And we've got a laundry list of things that I could share with you that have changed as a result of the Net Promoter feedback. But much of it is U.S. based because we just need more feedback from the international community. So there's my pitch. I really need your help in getting some feedback from you. The surveys, again, they come to your EXP provided email address. We can't send them to a secondary email address yet because it's just a huge database that we have to manage. We're experimenting right now, sending it via SMS, and I'm actually going to send you all in this chat a link to a survey so you can take a survey, provide us some feedback, and just really see what the process looks like real time. And I'll pop that into the chat right now. You can click on this link at any time. And oops, that's the wrong survey. That's a link to my deck, which is also very exciting, but that won't get you the feedback.
I just put it in there, Michael.
Oh, perfect. Did you send it out to through WhatsApp, Stephen?
No, I've put it in the chat here, but then as soon as we finished on the call today, I'm going to put it on our WhatsApp chat to the whole group.
Perfect. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, so that it will give you an idea of what the survey looks like. There were a couple of really good questions in here. Brian asked if we receive individual responses or are they summarized for you for South Africa. So it's both, Brian. We receive the individual surveys. So it's important to remember these aren't anonymous. They are read by many levels of the organization because the people that are empowered to make changes really need to see the info. So it is individualized, but then it's also summarized. So, for instance, Ilaria, our director for EMEIA, she won't see all of the just nitty-gritty details for every single country. She'll see, a high-level summary, but she'll also have a tool through Qualtrics to drill down. So give you a great example, right now, globally, worldwide, our company is at a 74, which is a phenomenal score. So I'll provide that 74 to our leaders. I'll provide, what those surveys are at a very high level, but then they'll have the opportunity to actually go in and drill down and look for very specific information. It's a great question. Last but not least, you can contact us, my team. We are active on Workplace Chat. We have a workplace page, workplace group called EXP NPS Measuring What Matters. And then you can always get us on email at npsteam@exprealty.net. Stephen, that's all I've got for you. What kind of questions coming in for you?
Yeah, that's excellent. Michael, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Guys, let's open it up for questions. If you've got a question, do you want to just stick your hand up and then we'll go in the order of people's hands. So go ahead and do that now if you've got a question. Brian, go for it.
Sorry, man, I just had to put my camera on and all that. You've got a committee. I think you were heading up this committee as well, where you gauge feedback from agents and peers and colleagues and all that. How impactful is that compared to a survey? I mean, which are you finding works better for SA?
So, look, both. Michael, I think, Brian, are you asking me about the Global Agent Council?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean, Michael can comment on this as well from his perspective, because I think it'll be interesting, Michael, to hear your views on where you get better feedback. But from my perspective, as a council member, well, let me just say from South Africa, I still struggle to get feedback from the team. I mean, I'm speaking to you guys all the time, but I don't get this kind of specific feedback on what's working, what's not working, what creative ideas have you got. So one of the challenges we've had with the council is actually having meaningful data-driven information that we can discuss at our council meetings. I feel like the NPS survey is a better channel to get information from the agents on the ground. And then maybe it is that specific issues from the NPS surveys could then be brought by Michael and his team to the Global Council for us to discuss. I think that's actually a better route for the information to travel. Michael, have you got a comment on that?
Yeah, the feedback from both is both good, valuable, and necessary. And what I mean by that is the Agent Advisory Council, whether it's the global, whether it's the in-country, they are a representative of the teams out in the field. So, they're relying on feedback provided from the teams, but it's a smaller subset of feedback. So, Stephen's probably getting feedback from, 10 or 20 agents to provide back up to the Global Agent Advisory Council. So the scale with the Net Promoter System is just huge. I mean, literally thousands of comments every single week come in. So it enables us to have a much wider swath of commentary. And it also is where the GAAC or the AACs are representative. This is very specific from you. This is Brian's feedback. I think they're both very necessary tools.
Yeah, I think maybe Stephen needs to set up his own kind of surveys within, or Andrew within SA, if it's specific to our country, which might be good, because it sounds like he's struggling to get agents to give comments and to give feedback if there are things that are specific to SA.
Yeah, and that's actually something great suggestion, but that's actually something we try to steer away from, because I can provide Andrew and Stephen very specific South Africa information. I can even provide them very specific, like Cape Town specific information. So I can get very specific on the information that I provide them. But we hesitate to send out more surveys because there's this phenomenon called survey fatigue. And I don't know if you're like me, but everywhere I go, I will buy a cup of coffee. I fill up my car with gas. I get a survey. So survey fatigue is a real thing. And so we try to refrain from doing surveys outside of the system. But I can provide very specific information back to the South Africa team.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Michael.
Right, thank you, guys. Marie.
Yes, I just wanted to know, say for instance, you are happy, you are 10, but you have concerns. Do you give a 10 and then just in the comments give your concerns, or do you then make it a 6 and then give your concern?
The score is really how you're feeling at the time. We get a lot of folks who give us a 10 or a 9 and say, hey, things are really great, but I need this addressed, or I have a concern about this. So you can certainly do that. My job isn't to steer you into providing a specific score, because we want to make sure that you have the freedom to provide whatever score you want. But we're looking for the 9s and 10s. Just a little.
If I'm a 10, I love it, but there's certain things that I see that's not working. I can just say 10 and then give my comment.
Absolutely. Yep. And the neat thing is, the score and the comments are not coupled together. They're separated, and we actually use some really neat machine learning or AI tools to get those comments into real meaningful feedback. So yes, what you suggest is a good route to go for sure.
And how cool is it, Marie, that we were the company that there is a channel for our voices to be heard. If you're in a business with 90,000 agents and you're sitting down in Cape Town or Pretoria or whatever, like with any other corporate, how do you get your voice heard? Like by someone in America. This is a very powerful channel that I really want you guys to use. Christine, you got your hand up. Thanks, Marie.
Steve, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Michael. Very insightful. I just want to relate my own experience. When I got my first survey, I responded, and there was something that bugged me, and I put that in writing, and I received a written reply from, I do not even know who the person is, but it was from the eXp Realty in America. And after that, I received a phone call from Andrew Thompson, which showed me how serious they were, and they corrected the situation. And this agent is very, very happy. So I
That's
just want to
fantastic.
say
Yeah, and that's something that I failed to mention too. We have what's called a closed loop feedback system. So if there are comments that need to be addressed by, Andrew or somebody, or if there's a score given a 0 to a 6, then you get a phone call back from a member of the team. So that's great, Christine. Thank you for sharing that. Very exciting that's living proof that the system works. So thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Christine. Any other questions, guys, or comments? You're welcome. All
Very
right.
good.
Well, Michael, thank you for joining us. It must be about 1:45 in the morning there now, so we'll let you.
Good morning. Fantastic. Thank you all so much. Thanks for everything you do. I am so grateful to have spent this morning with you. And if there's anything my team or I can do for you, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great
Will do.
week.
All right. Bless you, Michael. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon. Well, that was fantastic. I'm so glad Michael could join us. And if you want to reach out to him on work chat, that might be a good idea to send him a little message saying thank you for joining us. He's the head of the whole NPS survey division for EXP globally for America. So he's got a lot on his plate, but a really good initiative. So thank you, guys. Let me then get on with unless there's other comments, you're welcome to put your hand up. I'm going to put that survey link back in the chat here, actually. Okay, I'll put it back in the chat so it's now at the top. I'm going to get back on with our agenda. I'm going to leave our mission statement for the day. Welcome to any new agents or guests. Should have done that at the beginning, sorry. Brad, you got something you want to say?
Yes, please. I want to welcome a couple of guests, if I may.
Go for it.
I just wanted to welcome Hopewell Zwane from Ikaya Homes, having a look at DXP. He's busy onboarding as we speak. And also to Sahel Essa. I just want to welcome them both and look forward to working with you guys.
Excellent. Welcome, guys. Anybody else here for the first time that you want to say hi, or if you've got a guest?
Yes, I've actually got two guests. I got Miranda is online here somewhere. Hazelman, she's commenting behind the scenes, and not sure if my second guy is here, but two people that are about to on board.
Great. Well, welcome, Miranda. Nice to have you here. Andre, Lydia?
Yeah, I just want to say welcome to Adrian and welcome to Sharon. They're also busy onboarding.
Oh, that's good. That's going to change things on our leaderboard, which I'm going to show you in a second. There's a very hot race in the middle section there. Elmarie, you're in that race as well.
Thanks. Steve, I just want to say welcome to Annie. I think she's been here before, but she's just joined and she's struggling a bit with the email. But Annie, I hope today we'll sort it out. And to any of my other team members that I don't know that didn't tell me that, yeah, welcome.
Great, Elmarie, you're doing a great job. Thank you. Cool, guys. Well, welcome to all the new members. If you're a guest here and you're just sitting on the sidelines being quiet, you are very, very welcome. And anytime you want to come back to this meeting as a guest, as long as you're investigating EXP, I think this is a great place to come and check out our culture, come and meet some people, make some friendships. And this is the community of people that you're going to land in. It's a very positive community. So I hope that you do join us and are very happy here. Kudos and thank yous. So we have a little section in our team meeting where we just give space for everyone to say thank you to someone who blessed them in some way or helped them or collaborated on a deal or anything. So over to you guys. Kudos and thank yous. Elmarie. Elmarie, your hand is up. Are you going to?
Yes, I just want to say thank you for Andre for his awesome presentation on the ChatGPT. Andre, wow, it helped a lot. Thank you for your time and sharing what you know.
Oh, well, thanks for that. Thanks, Elmarie. It was a pleasure.
Here, Erasmus.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit late, but I just wanted to confirm We have a new lady in Langebaan that has joined us, Sydney, and she's on the chat. So I just want to welcome her from our side as well. And also want to give Andre a big thanks and a thumbs up for the excellent ChatGPT thing. We are using it and it's working well. Thanks.
Sorry, I was sharing my screen. I couldn't unmute myself. Yeah, I agree. Andre, you did a great job and the feedback has been awesome. I'm going to give a little bit of feedback just now on that, so I'm not going to talk too much. Berdine. And Berdine, thank you for your little Afrikaans model explained, your 3-minute thing. It's really, really good. Thank you and well done.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, everybody. I just want to thank Sharon. She motivated me so much. She prayed for me and she kicked me off a very, very, very tall, what do you call it, berg, for my in Afrikaans, so much, and I believe I can fly. Thank you so much, Sharon. I love you so much.
I forgot to say thank you, Berdine, for sharing that with us as well and always helping me here in Centurion. We are a great team and it's awesome working with you.
Julle kan maar Afrikaans praat.
Thank you, Almarie. Dis lekker om saam met jou te werk.
Ons gaan nog baie video's te maak, ek en jy.
Well done, Berdine. Luke.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks, Andre, for the ChatGPT training, Steve for the bull pipes, fantastic stuff, and Brad for in advance saying a couple words at a small event I'm doing on Thursday.
Cool. Good luck. What are you doing, Luke? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's just an event to encourage agents. I've got a guy from KZN who's done some phenomenal work in his community, and I just thought it could be a way of just giving back and blessing agents and encouraging them to, I think bigger than just them and their businesses, and that they can, really just have an awesome impact in the areas that they're involved in their societies and neighborhoods.
Cool. So if I understand, Luke, your speaker's going to be an inspirational speaker to kind of inspire and challenge agents to use their position within their communities to be a blessing to their community. So what an incredibly powerful message. And is it online, Luke?
I might record it, but no, it's in person in Parkhurst.
Okay. In Parkhurst. So guys, if you are anywhere near the Parkhurst area in Gauteng, please go and support that. I think it'll be a very positive and it vibes with our culture. I think it'll be a great event. So well done, Luke, and good luck for that.
Mm-hmm.
Hands up, Berdine. I'm assuming that your hand is up from previously. Andre, Lydia.
Yeah, it's me. I just want to say thank you for Lorraine for stepping in as a mentor for some people in my group. I see she's also on the call today. And then also for Brian, he shared a listing with me that we're doing together in Durbanville. So that's awesome. We did the photos last week. And then also for Shanae for being my assistant, helping me and taking my buyers and help me to close them and sell to them. And then for you, Steve. Steve, thanks for everything you do for us and for the team. We really, really appreciate you.
Yeah, Steve, if I can jump in there, I want to just say thank you to you for helping with the whole ChatGPT webinar. Couldn't have done it at all on my own. So thanks so much for that. Just also thank you to everybody for all the compliments, and especially to the guys, I mean, James and Paul and well, there's a whole lot of them before the time and giving me a bit of encouragement because it's not my natural habitat. Thank you to everybody.
Andre, you did a great job. And you say thank you to me, but I almost single-handedly sunk the whole ship as we started. we managed to rescue a terrible technology error that I'd made. I'd booked it on the wrong Google account, so we could only have 100 people in the room. We had 1,100 people register for the event. Anyway, it worked out well. Lots of people have given feedback, and people are watching the replay. It really was a great session. Who was next? Brian.
Okay, I was going to thank Lydia and Andre for helping with listing the property, so they already did it. And then Andrew, who's not on here, also deserves a kudos because he's flying down to support us in the Blouberg Marathon. He's co-sponsor on the T-shirts, and he's sponsoring all the rubbish bins at my suggestion. So we're getting a lot of exposure here in Blouberg, and he's coming up with a few slogans, community-based real estate agency. I'm not sure which one he's going to use. I've actually put in a few suggestions, also based on ChatGPT help. So yeah, I think we're going to get a lot of exposure here in Blouberg, and I'm trying to rustle up teamwork to have a fun station, superheroes. We're the best watering station. I'm sponsoring one watering station. It's got to be the best. EXP's got to win the covering trophy, and then obviously make a statement here in Blouberg. But there's some teamwork required going forward. The marathon's on the 27th. So anybody here from Blouberg, I need your help.
Great initiative, Brian. Well done. Alette.
Morning. Yes, I just want to say thank you to Elmarie. She gave me a referral for a listing in Kempton Park, and we were able to secure a sole mandate there. So looking forward to working with her again.
Pleasure, Alette. Always like to work with you.
Beautiful, guys. Well done.
Our
Okay.
first one was a difficult one, and we're still struggling with it, but we're going to make it.
I have every confidence in you, Elmarie. Right, leaderboard. Where are we? I need to now get to our leaderboard. So the only real person to have leapfrogged was Christine. Christine, well done. You jumped up 6 places in the last 2 weeks. So well done to you. But underneath all of that, there has been a lot of people sponsoring people. It's just that other people have also sponsored them. So, for example, Javi is hot on the heels of James, but so Javi sponsored 2 people in the last 2 weeks. He went from 22 to 24 frontline, but James also sponsored someone in the last 2 weeks. So James is just like keeping ahead. Javi is still trying to overtake there. Lisna has added, and then this is this little hot zone that I was talking about. From places 5 to 8, we've got Ferdy and Andre and Lydia both on 17 frontline. We've got Paul and Alette and Jade both on 16. So both Paul and Alette and Jade have sponsored people in the last 2 weeks, and I'm very interested to see what's going to happen here between Paul and Alette and Jade. Am I stimulating too much competition here? I think it's healthy.
We're working hard on that one.
And they were having a good laugh. We have a mastermind group that I run. So if you get more than 10 people on your first tier, you get added to a small group mastermind that I do every 2 weeks with my big leaders. And Jade and Paul and Alette were having a laugh with each other at our last meeting about, I've got one coming now, but I've also got one coming. So we're going to see what happens. Now, Andre and Lydia, obviously sitting here at 17, but they have got very serious about their agent attraction efforts, and I commend them for that. There's a sacrifice that has to be made for that. It is tricky to juggle doing sales and doing serious agent attraction at the same time, and that's something that they're still having to balance. But Andre put a lot of effort into the ChatGPT training in the last week, and we have both built incredible lists out of that. And so Andre and Lydia and I are doing a model explained presentation on Friday. No, you're not invited. Sorry, guys. This is something that Andre and Lydia and I are doing for our prospects. We are taking all of the people we met through the ChatGPT webinar, and we've just been making scores of phone calls last week. I know Andre and Lydia were busy on Saturday making their phone calls, and I think we've already got about 30 or 40 people booked for that model explained presentation, which is a warm list of people. The longer I'm doing agent attraction, guys, the more I realize the most important thing you have is a list. If you don't have a list, you're dead in the water. If you do have a list of warm contacts that you can now phone, the whole process becomes easier. And if it's a written list or an Excel spreadsheet where you can just make phone call, 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 that's when your group starts to grow. You must have a list. And that's what doing training initiatives like this do. They build your list. That's why we do them. So if there's any agents out there, we're transparent about this. We give great training and we give it for free. What do we get out of it? We get to meet agents. We get to start building relationships with more people. That's why we do it. So I would challenge you to ask the question, what specific skill or insight do you have that you could do, or what could you do that could be a blessing to other agents? And how could you invite people to attend? How could you draw in a community? So James Conyers and I are busy talking about doing something. I know Jade Barkhuizen's going to be doing something on property investment because that's his thing. And he's going to be inviting the agents of South Africa to come and learn about property investment for themselves and for their clients. So what could you do? You've got to find a way to build a list. So a lot of effort with Andre and Lydia, and I'm praying for you guys and hoping to see and expecting to see this number begin to rise over the weeks that now follow as we get into the process of the follow-ups and all of that. So well done to you for all of the effort. Okay, so you can go and have a look at our leaders board. It is up to date. I did that last night. I'll put the link in the chat roll if you want it. And if you're not on the board, see how do you get on the board? You've got to have at least 5 people on your first tier to get on the board. Right, next on our agenda is, I just wanted to say well done to Javi. I know he's not here. He's on an aeroplane as we speak. He was in, I think, Natal or the Free State on holiday with his family. But he just hit 50 agents in his RevShare team. So well done to Javi. Very proud of him for the work that he's doing. Okay, I've already given my speech on the model explained. That was the thing that we did. Okay, so maybe I could just spell it out for you. Andre's got something that he's doing research into ChatGPT. I said to him, let's do a webinar together and invite the agents of South Africa. We did that. It was an awesome session. There was a lot of value. I then get a list from Google Meeting. When I do Google Meetings like this, I get a spreadsheet afterwards of everyone that attended the meeting. So we could then tell everyone that attended, we cross-matched that against everyone that had registered, because you had to register for the webinar. And then we could tell who was there and how long they'd been there. We then took that list and we booked the Model Explained for this coming Friday. And then we're now inviting people to the Model Explained. That's the strategy. That's how we do it. Now you can do that using live events. Have a live event in your area and then follow up afterwards with phone calls. My suggestion would be to you, don't dilly-dally. Strike while the iron is hot. You know, you do the event. You don't have to build relationships for 3 years. Do an event, add value, and then get on the phone straight afterwards and start, hey, it was great meeting you. It was great chatting with you. I was so happy that you managed to attend. I like the look of what you're doing in your business. You clearly take your business seriously. Let's talk. I want to talk business with you. When can we get together? That's how we do it. Upcoming training. If you haven't bought tickets for the Build conference, I can tell you what the dates are now. The dates there are wrong. Sorry. It is the 14th and 15th of February, 2024. That's when the Build conference is next year. Coming, Brent Gove and his wife, Kathy, Jay and Ashley Nelson. Oh, what a beautiful couple. Jennifer Jones, who's probably the top selling EXP agent in the world. Jennifer Jones, coming with her husband, Keith, and a couple of other, Veronica Figueroa, the top team leader in EXP. They sell 2,500 homes a year just in her team. She's coming. She's this dynamic little sort of Spanish, Mexican, I think she's Puerto Rican actually, lady. So we've got unbelievable speakers coming for the conference. If you don't have your tickets, you can go and block book 10 ticket books at the moment at a vastly reduced price. Commit, go and buy 10 tickets. Now you've got 8 months to bring people with you. That's how you get your group to grow, get people to events. The Bill Pipes training, I've spoken about that. That continues on Thursdays. And then there was Michael's presentation. Okay, I think that's me for the day, guys. Thank you. Any comments, questions, stories, anything else you want to say? Jan, go for it. All yours.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. I just wanted to tell you something exciting about what's happening in my business. This group is so packed with info these days that it's fantastic. Yeah, so I'm going to be, from next week, I'm going to be in the UK for about a month on a bit of a holiday and a break after really quite a push over the last couple of years. But there's business connected. I'm going to be meeting Adam Day, the broker principal of UK, and looking into something, developing something which we could call the SAFA channel. And this is about business, property business between South Africa and the UK. So we have people obviously emigrating, but also some people come back to South Africa, and how to leverage the property business in that. So there's property business on both sides of the sea, and there's also legal and immigration work to be done. So I'm going to be developing relationships with business partners in the UK, and I want to bring back an offering to this group because this is my team. How we can help you to link with property practitioners in the UK and leverage business out of that. So I'll be coming back to you on that. While I've gone for the month, I won't be able to respond much to my WhatsApp and all of that, but I will. We do have Vera Reynolds in George, who's very, she's a LLM, a conveyance and attorney, and she knows the law very well. You can reach out to, and I know some of you are already reaching out to other people in the Boshoff stable for work, and of course you have your own attorneys as well. So I will be sharing people who you can work with. So some interesting news, and I will get back to you on that.
That sounds awesome, Jan. That sounds really, really awesome. Thank you for that. How can the agents plug in? I suppose when you get back, let's have a chat, and maybe we'll give you some time on family time to talk through the structure once it's in place.
Yeah, that's right. I'll give you good feedback, and hopefully I'll have something set up in terms of the SAFA channel. As I said, must deal with the property work, how you can link. If your clients are going overseas, can't you still get a piece of the action in UK and vice versa? And the legal side, and also even the immigration services to be added on. You know, sometimes if you want to help a client and you can assist with some immigration things, it's a way to add value. But I'm going to be making a study of it, and I'll come back to you guys on that in about a month.
Okay, sounds good, Jan. Enjoy the trip.